Hello, hello. Nice to see you again. I wasn't sure I was even going to be able to, record this video for you and share these messages with you. There's been a lot going on, but here I am, and I'm happy to drop in with you for this brief amount of time together to come into alignment and receive the messages that you're here to receive for this upcoming month. And before I do that, I just wanted to share with you a couple of wonderful offerings that are coming up. I've been really like in this creative flow lately, and it's really been an amazing experience so far. And I'm excited to share with you what's coming. The first thing that I would love to invite you to is this month's sonic acupuncture session called The Body Remembers. This was inspired by my own personal experience of what happened to me recently, but also what I always see with other people that I'm always working with the stories that are trapped in the field that are causing distortions to your vital light force, and that ends up creating pain that can ripple out into all areas of your life, not just physical pain or emotional pain, relationship pain, financial pain, career pain, all these types of things. So whenever that your light force is blocked, it's blocking that flow to you and through you. It's going to have effects, in any part of your experience. And so pain is kind of that all-encompassing term, but it's uncomfortable, right? And this week I was reminded of my own experience of pain. My back went into spasm. I was bending up to pick up my dog's poop, and it just went into spasm, and I couldn't stand up straight. And I haven't had this happen in quite some time. There was a period of time where it was happening way too much, and that was very concerning because I'd be out for 3 weeks, and having 3 dogs to walk it's not a good thing when it's really painful to walk. So fortunately, all the practices that I've put into place for myself help facilitate me moving through the pain a lot more quickly. I was still able to do my rebounder, which I love so much. If you haven't ever done rebounding, I can't speak highly enough about it. That's another story to tell. But yeah, and then it kind of hit me that this time is always a very kind of somber time for me. If you've been following me for quite some time, or you know that this month, starting from February 26th to March 26th, is full of a lot of loss. A lot of family have died within this period of time, not back to back, but all their anniversaries are within this month. And my early girl has also passed away. It's now been it'll be 11 years, March 15th. And that was a very painful and traumatic experience for me. But when my uncle was passing away back in, I think, 2007, I believe, my last conversation with him, I was outside speaking to him, and I was aware of this being our last conversation. And I was stretching, and I overstretched, and my back in that same place went into spasm, and I couldn't walk for days. And so what happened this week was I had that flash of insight of, oh, this is that time. So my body kind of still is holding on to that moment in time, and bringing my awareness more focused into what the emotion of grief is for me around now. Even though a lot of these losses that happened over 11 years ago and more, it never really fully leaves you. And my body reminded me of that. So the body remembers. So I hope you sign up and join us for this really beautiful journey that we'll have together, where you get a chance just to be in your body and connect with the way it feels. This is another thing I keep seeing, I see all the time, but the last week again has highlighted this for me, is that we have such a hard time feeling. Either we think we're feeling, But what actually we're doing is thinking about the feelings, and I'm always guiding people to feel the feelings. Not only is feeling the feelings important to help release the energy around the thing you're trying to protect, because you're trying to avoid the feeling, it's also a crucial part in manifestation practices or conscious creation practices. You have to be in tune with the feeling. So either you don't know what you're feeling or you're avoiding the feeling, and we don't spend enough time in our feeling body to connect with what's really going on here. We're thinking about it all the time and we're disconnected from the feelings. And so the body remembers is another way for us to gently feel the feeling in a really safe, held way, and allowing the sounds to help harmonize that at the same time as my words and the facilitations that happen along the way. So I'll put the link to sign up for that in the description. It's by donation, and they're very special monthly gatherings. And the other special thing I would love to invite you to, that's starting in about a month, is the spring cohort for From Intention to Integration. Again, you get to connect with the feeling of your heart, giving you the intention that you want. Again, it's like, it's not what you think you want. A lot of times we're having trouble creating what we want because it's what we think we want. But what we think we want is connected to a lot of wounds, or feelings of lack, or lack of self-worth, and all of those things. So we end up creating more of the same things we don't want. And so here I guide you into connecting with your heart's guidance and your heart's wisdom, and your heart reveals to you what you do want. And then we spend the rest of the time clearing what's in the way of that vibration. And, the first cohort that we just completed was really just marvelous. I can't say enough wonderful things about it, and I'll be sharing some of those testimonials soon when I get a chance to put that together for you. But there's only 6 to 8 spots available. I'm opening it up to 8, but we'll see how it feels depending on who's there. Maybe 6 might be enough, but they're limited because there's a lot of personal attention given to you in that. And so I will put the link to that as well, and you can check it out and see if that's something that resonates with you and get on the wait list for it. You're not able to sign up for it just yet, but that's in the works. And there's some other really beautiful things that are coming through that I'll be sharing with you shortly, but I just really I'm so excited about all of these things that I really wanted to share them with you. So I hope to connect with you in one of those settings, in one of those spaces. And for now, I'm going to spray some sage. I bought these on a really wonderful trip I took to Vancouver Island, and I was just following my feet and it led me into this crystal store. Of course it would. And these are some really wonderful alchemical sprays that are made locally on Salt Spring Island. And so let's just take a breath together, closing your eyes. And I'm going to put some of this liquid sage into the field for us all, because we need to harmonize what's in the field here. So just feel into your own space. Take a nice inhale into the belly. Let's take a couple of breaths together in and out through the nose, and feel your diaphragm connecting with that lower belly. It might be helpful to put your hands there. So once you feel that connection, just allow the breath to release again through the nose. It's a really beautiful way to come back to yourself. Really allow yourself to feel that connection. I can feel some of you hovering just above that lower belly. Really feel there's an energy center there about a hand's width below your navel, just in front of the spine. Feel your diaphragm connecting with that energy center. See if you can intuit that. Yeah. See, and then you start to feel things. This is what I was talking about before. We don't breathe because by not breathing, we're not feeling. But just make that gentle connection. Start to come home to yourself here. Beautiful. I'm sensing a lot of kind of feelings of being split into two, probably into more. A lot of the energy is up above, right? And we want to bring that energy down and in. And so there's a lot of this, again, in the head space, feeling a lot of thoughts, a lot of worries, a lot of fears, concerns, confusion, anger, rage. There's a lot in the field now, right? But you don't have to allow yourself to get hooked into the drama. The image that's coming to mind is, if you were out in nature, unplugged, on a beautiful hike, on a trail, or in the mountains, and you weren't aware of all the drama because you're not plugged into that, just feel how it feels just to be in nature, plugged into nature. So I don't know if you can track that for yourself, how you just came back to yourself. So all of these things in the outside world that are grabbing your attention, you're allowing your attention to follow it. But you don't have to do that. You're in complete control of where you put your attention. So notice where your attention goes when you're thinking about something. So bring something to mind right now that's been on your mind. Yeah, see, a lot of you go up and out, or you go out. You go out mostly. And I see this with clients all the time. I've been seeing this for forever with people, and it always amazes me where they go when they speak. It gives me a lot of information. But I want you to get the information from yourself right now. When you're remembering something that happened yesterday, where does your attention go? Could go there, could go there, right? People who read the body tell you that when you're looking up to the left versus up to the right, that has different meanings. One means you're making something up because you have to go connect with your right brain, and the other says, oh, you're remembering it because you're connecting with the left brain. The body always shows you. Okay. Let's bring our awareness back to the breath. Okay, inhaling through the nose, put your hand on that lower belly, and let's breathe now. Okay, just after that little practice that we had together. So the big question that's coming up as we started breathing again is what if? What if I don't pay attention to this? My life will fall apart. Will it? You have a tremendous amount of impact on the world around you that you had forgotten about, that you may not remember, that you may not realize. How your vibration is actually affecting the vibration of the world around you, the people around you, right? So you can be responsible for your own vibration. You're the only one who can be. But there's that voice, what if I don't do this? The world will fall apart if I don't do this, will it? I know the more that I've unhooked and detached and cleared and let go and released and surrendered, the more free I feel, the more calm I feel, the healthier I feel. The more playful I feel. The more creative I feel. Okay, let's pause again and take some breaths. Put your hand on your lower belly. Inhaling through the nose, feel that connection with the diaphragm. Yeah, you made a lot more space. I'm feeling it from you already. Beautiful. You can breathe more deeply. Okay, there's some head stuff going on. I'm not sure if it's a headache that I'm picking up in the field, but there's some head stuff going on. Not emotional head stuff like confusion. There's actually like head stuff. And an injury. So there's some physical patterns here in the field. Notice where you go, like when you have pain, right, in the body, what happens? All of your attention is going to where that hurts. Of course, your body's trying to communicate with you. And what is our reaction to that? Usually want to move away from that, sedate it, numb it, calm it down, ignore it. Sometimes it's hard to ignore, so we want to sedate it, and that's okay. It's okay. I can appreciate that. But the more that you become in command of where your attention goes, the easier it is to move through these sensations. So what happens is we have a pain, and then we have all these thoughts and stories around the pain, right? What ifs, the fears, or oh, here I am again in this, whatever it is. There's a thought that kind of is set in motion by this experience of pain. Or there's another feeling that's generated from the pain. But what if we were just to be with that for a moment and not run away from it? Not run away from the discomfort, not run away from the pain, not run away from the fear. What if we as our higher self, or as a parent perhaps, as Richard Rudd says, gently parent yourself. What if you, as the parent to the part of you that's hurting, can just be there with yourself in that, without running away. Without running away. So whatever discomfort you're feeling right now, whatever's on your mind, there's a feeling underneath that. You're scared to feel. It can be scary. It can, but the idea of it is sometimes worse than the actual experience. saw that a lot with my acupuncture patients. The idea of needles were worse than the needles themselves. Once the needles were in, their body completely relaxed, and they were able to come back into balance and regulation. So sometimes the idea of things is worse than the actual experience. When you get there, it might not be anything that you've expected. It could be better than you expected. Plus, you are now able to be there for yourself in a way that you couldn't before. Those parts of you that are hurting are most of the time parts of you from early childhood, but it can be in the womb. It can be from other lifetimes. It can be from other dimensions. But you can be there for all those parts of yourself, no matter when in space and time they are. That's why you're here now. You're able to give yourself the things that you need, that you couldn't give yourself before, that you didn't receive from others. You can give them to yourself. And just as we're talking, I just want to let you know what's happening in my body. I'm getting an actually really strange ache in my thigh, which I've never had before. It's like, oh, this is curious. Might be something in the field, or it just could be, I'm just going to be with it. It's calling my attention. So we want to pull our attention away from the drama of the outside world, right? And we want to move our attention to our own selves within. So now I'm going to just allow my attention, just like we did with the breath and the diaphragm connecting with the lower belly. I'm going to allow my attention to gently connect with my thigh, where I'm having this really strange ache right now. And I invite you to do that with your awareness and your body. So what I hear when I do this, I'm scared I'm not going to make it. That has no meaning for me personally, but to a part of me that feels that way, that's very important. That's very important. So I'm just going to send that part my love and compassion. I'm going to be there with that part of myself, and I invite you to be there with whatever part of yourself is communicating with you right now. There we go. And now I can see the energy moving again in a form that I like to see, that shows me that it's come back into balance and harmony. Beautiful. Take another breath in to your diaphragm. Connect with that lower belly, in through the nose. You feel the difference here? Just take a few breaths. Feel that connection. And the clarity. Beautiful. I'm going to play the chimes for you. Just continue to breathe in that way. And I'm going to bring in the chimes and their wisdom to help you integrate whatever shift you just made with yourself. You did beautiful work right there, and it's really lovely to share this moment with you. Share with you some high vibrational essential oils, which people have been saying that they can smell through the field, which is really wild. So maybe you will. Maybe you'll just feel them. Ah, such a beautiful mini little session together. Little journey we had. Beautiful. Just want to sit here with you for another moment while this space is still, doing its magical thing that it does. I had a taste of where we're going to go together if you want to join me on March 13th, or if you really want to journey with me for 7 weeks, 6 weeks and a bonus week. Yeah. Okay. Just got a little, it's not really little, is it? No. Shared something beautiful together, and I hope you received exactly what you needed, and I'd love to hear what that is. So feel free to let me know. I look forward to connecting with you in another space, in another place, and journeying together. Thank you for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. Blessings, dear one.